الحمد لله وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأصلي وأسلم على رسول الله صلاة وتسليما يليقان بالحبيب المصطفى النبي المجتبى صلوات ربي وسلامه عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وتابعيه وتابعي تابعيه إلى يوم الدين. أحبتي وأحبائي في الله، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, we have to be thankful and grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He enabled us to have a night with many guests who happen to be non-Muslims, not to be believing in Islam. Call it interfaith gathering, call it a brotherly gathering, call it a human being gathering. But we took upon ourselves in here in Masjid Al-Iman in the Islamic Community Center of Minnesota for so many years to have such an event, to invite non-Muslims to come to our masjid and to break or share with us breaking our fasting by the end of the day and know little about Islam, about Muslims, about Ramadan, about fasting, the essence of it, and the wisdom behind it. This is, as a matter of fact, our 13th year. We had some while we had Masjid Al-Ikhlas in North Minneapolis, and once we moved here to Masjid Al-Iman, we never stopped this. It is one of the traditions we took upon ourselves to do it. And the question might be, why? As we all know, Islam in the eyes and in the minds of many people are really, really negative. And Muslims, just bunch of terrorists, bunch of ISILs, bunch of ISIS, bunch of killing right and left, and they have no peace in their mind and in their relationship, and so on and so forth. Living in this land, living in America, living in North America, living anywhere away from where majority of Muslims are living, we have to communicate with people around us. And we have to share them the best image of Islam ever. And we have to show them how Islam is the religion of peace, the religion of having a good relationship with people around us, and to show them, as you heard me tonight speaking about, first and foremost, we are the sons and daughters of Adam and Eve. That's it. And if someone is coming, as I said, from another planet, and he would claim or she would claim that, no, my parents are not Adam and Eve, I'm coming from somewhere else, tell him or them or her, you are mistaken. To be very honest with you, wallahi, being around for so many years here, almost now 35 years, dealing with non-Muslims right and left, participating in a lot of interfaith dialogue, multi-faith dialogue, and so on and so forth. And maybe some of you would be shocked. We're not making that much. We're not reaching out for non-Muslims to know more about us. Yet, it is not that difficult at all to reach out to them. And you are in your workplace, you have coworkers. You are at school, you have classmates. You're living somewhere, you have neighbors. You're riding the bus, you see some people around you. You're driving your car, you see people in the freeways or in the streets, on the highways, and so on and so forth. Maybe a lot of people would say, what can I do in order to show the best image of Islam? Wallahi, very simple. Simple than anyone can imagine. Simple than can anyone imagine. How much you're gonna lose if you have someone to your right, to your left, your class, or your neighbor or co-worker, if you just say hi and put a smile in your face. That's it. Hi. Maybe the other time you can say hi, how are you doing today? Maybe you can say the other time, hi, how are you doing today? It's good to see you. Bunch in and bunch out, 5 minutes before, 5 minutes after. Perform your job the best way ever. Don't wait for your supervisor or your boss to tell you, have you done this? I am watching out for you. No. إن الله يحب إذا عمل أحدكم عملا أن يتقنه. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would love for someone, if he does perform anything, do it perfectly. Perfectly. I don't have to keep watching for my boss and my supervisor to tell me what to do. No. I am a Muslim. I abide by Islam and by the teaching of Islam and do things the right way. I'm running my business. I get to be the very successful businessman ever in dealing with my customers and people around me. That's it. Yani subhanallah ya Rabbil Alameen. When I read many stories about how Islam reached out to East Asia, Northeast, Southwest, you name it, anywhere, subhanallah, in the old days. And how Muslims, when they travel to a country like Afghanistan, Pakistan, India, Indonesia, Malaysia, and so on and so forth, how Islam reached out for those people. But can you imagine? Wallahi, they never carry with them many copies of the translated Quran to distribute it. Yet we have many downstairs, and if you want to have some to distribute it to non-Muslims to read, please do. They don't have CDs, they don't have phones, they don't have any websites, they have nothing, wallahi. Wallahi, they went there as just merchants, business, to just market their goods and stuff. One story I would like to share with you, how when we're behaving Islamically, you would make people around you love Islam beyond your imagination. When we're behaving Islamically, when we're following the teaching of Islam. Once one of those people came from somewhere in the Arab world, and he decided to go to far, far east in Asia. Okay. What he was doing for business? Just wallahi, pieces of clothes and selling. That's it. Got some from somewhere, sell it somewhere, some price, and that's it. Make money out of it. The other day, it was the time for the Dhuhr prayer. So he told his worker, working with him in the store, keep an eye in the store, keep it open. I'll go for the prayer and then I will come back. Once I'm done, you can go and pray and come back, but leave the store, leave the shop open. I said, yes, sir, I'll take care of it. So while the owner went for the prayer, a customer came to that man who was working there. I said, can I buy a piece of cloth in order to, have it an outfit? I said, yeah. I said, how much is this? And he said, such and such. I said, okay. If that's the price, okay, here's my money, thank you, and he left. When the owner of the store came back, told him how the business is going, said, oh, I sold such and here's the money, and I made a good money out of it. and say, how much you ask him for? And he said, that amount of money. I said, how come? That type of clothes there, it does have some default. Not the straight and good one. The price got to be much less than the regular price. How come you sold it with that higher price? I said, to make money, to make you happy. It's not that big difference. I said, no. We have to be honest. When we sell it for that price, it got to be much less than the original price with the good one. This is not 100% good one. Go find out in that town who that man is who purchased this. Bring him back, give him the difference, and tell him thank you, and I'm sorry I did a mistake. The man spent days to look for that man. He did not find him. Disappeared, vanished. The owner himself took upon himself to go and look for that man in that town in order to give him the difference in price. He found him after several days. I told him, this is not of a big deal. You made this much money. This is not of a big difference in here. You can keep them. I say, no. Take the difference. Take the difference in there. I said, why did you do that? It honesty. What else? I said, because I learned to do it this way. Who taught you? Islam. What is Islam? It's such and such and such. To teach you to do this? Yes. Even if the difference is not that high? Yes. Even though, the man right away, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Came to Islam. My behavior, my attitude, my honesty. Think about yourself, around yourself, anywhere you are, how you behave, Islamically or not. Those guys who came tonight, by the way, from many neighboring churches, they came. From followers of those clergy in those churches, they came. Many of them came from a far distance. Just they know, because we're coordinating this with the Minnesota Council of Churches in our interfaith activities and so on and so forth. If you think about the question they asked tonight, how sincere they are and how much of knowledge they want to know about Islam, more and more and more. It is not to me, wallahi, the meal they are coming to eat. No. They are coming to know more about us. More about us. What type of question they ask. How much knowledge they would like to learn, and so on and so forth. So please, wallahi, in your neighborhood, go forward. Greet those non-Muslims. Tell them who you are, where you're coming from. Wallahi, some of them, as I mentioned tonight, they are scared to death. That guy, I'm really, really suspicious about him or her or them. Give them that level of comfort in order to know who you are. Don't say anything about Islam or Muslim or Deen or Quran or Hadith or Rasulullah or anything. Just as a human being relationship. Human relationship with people around you. Co-workers, classmates, your neighbors, and so on and so forth. That's one thing I just wanted to share with you. They were so happy, alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, you can attest for that, those who have attended. And they were so delighted and so thankful. The other thing which made me really, really, really happy and very, very proud of our young ones around us. We have 4 kids tonight, 4 kids, ages from 9 to 19. We have 9-year-old, we have 12-year-old, we have 19-year-old, and 18-year-old. 2 girls and 2 boys. And you have Andar, mashallah, the son of our dear brother Joko. We have Ahmad, the son of our dear brother Mahmoud. We have Asma, I do not know where she is. And we have Farissa. Maybe she's taking a nap now because she's tired of all of us. She was fasting the whole day today. And they shared with the audience their experience about Islam and about Siyam and about Ramadan. These are the future leaders of our Muslim community. We have to work on them and with them as much as we can, as hard as we can. We have to prepare them for the future. We're here today. No, I'm sorry. I am here today. Tomorrow, I do not know whether I will be around or not. Alhamdulillah, you're much younger than me. You're going to stay. Yani, don't complain, Brother Muhammad and Brother Ali. You're younger. Okay? But we need to train them. We need to expose them to non-Muslims. We need to tell them, come forward and speak. And I'm very, very proud of him. I asked him to talk about Ramadan. And he came and said, I'm not going to talk about Ramadan. I'm going to talk about Islam. I love it. I love it. And our guests, people there were so amazed to see our children speaking and our sons and daughters speaking about Islam. That's something we should be proud of. And we should do more and more and more and more for the sake of Allah first and foremost, for the love of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and for Islam. In order for Islam in this country to be all over the place. If we're not doing it this way, wallahi, yani, we're losing a lot. We're losing a lot. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, yani, in my very humble yani, view, was a very successful night. Alhamdulillah. People did enjoy the food. People did enjoy being with us. Ask a lot of questions. Very proud of our children. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. And this is great. And we need to keep going in this direction. But please, wallahi, with my very humble request, keep communicating with non-Muslims around you. Keep the smile in your face and greet them. Relate to them. Talk to them. Don't preach Islam. Don't teach Islam. Don't talk about Islam. No. It is just Assalamu alaikum, alaikum salam, or hi, how are you doing, how are things, and so on and so forth. My name is such and such and such. What's your name? And that's it. And I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in those blessed days and nights of the month of Ramadan to enable us to work for Islam as much as we can, as hard as we can. Wallahi, wallahi, Islam needs us, ya akhwan. Wallahi, in this country, Islam needs us. And we need Islam. And we need people around us to know who we are, what we're doing. Tell them your wonderful, successful story in this land. Tell them who you are. Tell them how much education you have accomplished. Tell them how much of successful business you have established. Tell them how you're very proud of yourself being here safe and secure, and you're working as hard as you can. We may ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help us and guide all of us, inshallah. Jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.